We've invited an author here, Meisha Macillas, who has a new book coming out.
Yes.
Tell us the name of the book, first of all.
Timetopia.
And in a minute, we're going to tell you about the book launching and stuff, so don't go anywhere. But first, let's hear a little bit about the book.
I actually brought a clip that kind of gives you an idea of what you're to expect. It's told from the main character's point of view. So
Okay. Let's look at that clip first, and that'll bring us up to date.
Hi, my fellow Timetopians. My name is Ava, and I have something to tell you. Everything the Five taught us is a lie. There are weapons in Timetopia, and the wellness checkers are not there to check on our well-being. Anyone, I repeat, anyone who thinks for themselves is in danger. I know what I'm telling you right now is hard to believe, but I don't have time to explain everything. There isn't time. Just get Timetopia on Amazon, where it will explain everything. I have to go.
Very cool. And Timetopia obviously is on Amazon. We saw that.
yeah, it's available actually right now.
So it sounds dystopian.
It's actually set in a utopia. It's this perfect world without war or famine, and it's told from the character who lived in this world her whole life, not knowing anything about us, our timeline, nothing, and she's thinking that she's just like everyone else when she finds out that she's actually not. And somebody from our timeline enters her timeline, and they're going through the journey of trying to save her mother through the story, and she figures out that the utopia she grew up in isn't quite what it seems.
Isn't really utopia. So it's science fiction.
Correct.
And who would read it? Is it an adult book, a young adult, or for anybody?
I feel like it would be more towards young adults, teenagers and up. There are some subjects in the book that are kind of a little touchy for younger people to read.
Well, guess
say.
what? They're going to face that sooner or later. So it's time to get it out now in a well-written book. Now, I told you the joke. I tell every author that anybody could write a book, but very few can finish writing a book.
Yeah.
What was the process like?
It just took 2.5 years. I started it as a blog series to generate some interest, to see if people would even like the storyline. And people really seemed to take to it, so I decided to turn it into a novel, so that way they could get their hands on it and read it all the time instead of just weekly.
Now, did you develop your ideas and your characters as you went along, or do you sketch it all out in advance?
I knew the beginning and I knew the end. Everything else kind of just
Developed
characters.
as you've been writing it?
Yeah, the characters were as real to me as people are, so it's like I'm watching them and telling their story. It's almost like they gifted me with their story.
Now, did you write some of it through the blog or develop some of it in the blog before you got to put it into novel form?
All of it pretty much went on the blog. I just had to fine-tune things into the book and change just a few details, because as a blog, you write it with a cliffhanger every week so people will come and back and read it.
I never thought
and then
of that.
Changing the cliffhanger into a cohesive story is just...
Now, do some people already have their hands on the book and
Yes.
have been reading it?
It's been out since last month.
Okay. But now we're going to have a big release, and tell us about that.
Yeah, we're going to be doing a launch party at Frank's Place June 6th. Come out, buy a book, get it signed. We're also going to have bookmarkers that are exclusive to this event.
Nice.
So if you want your character bookmarkers, you're not going to get them anywhere else but this event. It's Art Hop, so it's open to everyone who wants to come, and it's on Frank's Place in Fulton.
Now, that's the first Thursday. Is that the 6th?
Yes.
6th of June at Frank's Place. So there'll be other things going on there, too.
Yeah, Art Hop is an amazing event that Fresno holds, where we have a bunch of different artists that come out and food trucks to try amazing food. Gosh.
Yeah. And will the bar be open at Frank's?
Yes, correct. The bar will be open, so make
Not
sure
that
you come
that's
out and get a
important to
drink.
me, but if I'm going to go out and buy a book and stand in line and get the author signed, my favorite thing is when I get a book and get to meet the author, I take a picture with the author, get it autographed, of course, but then I paste my picture with the author inside the book. I have a whole collection of those.
We're actually going to be having a poster of the cover, so if you want to take a picture of the cover with me signed,
fun, yeah.
You're more than welcome to come
That'd be
out.
fine.
Anybody's more than welcome to come out.
Now, is there a place, do you have a website or a Facebook or something where people find out more?
I have actually an Instagram. The link should be below. Just
There it
follow
is,
me
yeah.
there. I always post all of my stuff. That's usually where, and then Amazon is where all of my things are available.
Now, tell me about this Instagram thing. You put at Meisha.
_
And you have to
Messy
put in the underscore?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Messy Mind. I'm going to learn Instagram this week, I promise you guys. But that's a good place to find out. A lot of young people only go to Instagram and no Facebook or anything else.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, tell us what else you want us to know about the book.
Basically, the book is a metaphor about how false narratives can shape our societal norms. So we believe what we're told, whether it's through the media or through our social medias. And I just felt like instead of going out there and learning things for yourself nowadays, we're dependent too much on what others tell us. And I wanted to write a book to over dramatize that in a sense, so people start to open their eyes a little bit. I took a look around and I seen all these people on their cell phones getting information, misinformation, and just spitting it back, and it's like, that's not right.
And is this your first published book?
No, I have a short story book called The Labyrinth of Thought, and this is my first novel. And it's a series, so this is the first in a few books that's about to come
Now,
out.
you didn't write this in a month or two.
No, it took me 2.5 years.
2.5 years, nice. And then you got it published. Congratulations. It's at Amazon. Where else?
Yes, just on Amazon right now.
For now.
We're
And
just-
also at Frank's Place, June 6th. What time does that start? 6 o'clock? 5 o'clock.
So it's going to be 5 to 6 for all ages. The bar will be closed at that time so that kids can come through with you. And then from 6 to 9, the bar will be open, but we will have an area where kids can be.
I'll see you at 6. All right, it's Meisha Macillas, and she wrote a book called
Timetopia.
and it's exciting because you're from Fresno, and people
Yes,
from
correct.
Fresno get books published, and it's on Amazon. And you can meet her, get your picture taken, or just chat with her. Order the book in advance, and then ask her a bunch of questions. What if
can do
somebody
that
does
too.
read it and want to ask questions? They could probably send you questions through Instagram or
Oh,
something.
yeah, for sure. They can
I
DM
love to
me.
talk to
and-
authors.
I mean, they could just come out and meet me. I love meeting people. So, I mean, if you do have the book and you want to come out and just get it signed, that you're more than welcome. If you want to buy it there, ask questions there. I'm always open ears.
When I am reading a book and I do have access to the author and I send them questions, they go, just keep reading, just keep reading.
Yeah,
And sure enough, it wraps up. So, all right, well, I'm glad you came. And anything else you need to add?
No, thank you so much for having
Our
me again. I
pleasure.
do enjoy coming on this show, and it's always a good time.
We want you to come back in a while and give us an update, like how it's selling and how people are reacting and stuff like
Of
that.
course,
Okay, that'd be
and
fun.
I'll give maybe some hints on what's happening in book 2.
Oh, book 2. Will it be based on this one or continuous? Or?
Yeah, it's going to be a continuation.
Very good. We'll be back with more Central Valley authors and artists right after this.